Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Outside the Box and you're with me, Nendo Boy. This is where we discuss everything that is collectibles, toys, and tutorials. Okay, so for today, I am excited to unbox and review the Kestis action figure. I've been playing the game, the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I am in love with the game. I'm obsessed with the game. So, I'm really excited to have this action figure. And this is under the Star Wars Black Series line from Hasbro. Now let's get to it. It's time to bring Kestis outside the box. Okay guys, so this is the box of Kestis from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order by Hasbro. As you can see, on the front is a good window box where you can have a good view of the figure. And on the side is a solid red color with the number variant of the actual figure, which is 93 for Kestis. Now, the back part shows more information about Kestis, the character from the game. You also see the logos of Disney and Hasbro, and also some of the warnings you need to know about this figure. Now, on the other side, you see this stylized large font of Kestis. Now it's time to bring him outside the box. You know, I'm really excited with this figure because I'm a big fan of the Jedi Fallen Order game. If you haven't played that game, I suggest you get one. You'll never regret it. It's one of the biggest game of 2019. Now, as soon as you open the box, you see a flyer about some of the important stuff regarding the figure, and this is what's inside the box. You see the figure, BD1, and his lightsaber. So here he is. This is Kestis, the figure from the Black Series of Star Wars. I really like how it's made, the details, and you have BD1 and his lightsaber. So let's look at the lightsaber. It's really looking great. It's similar to the lightsaber that he uses in the game. You know, it's very detailed, and you have this translucent material for his saber. Now the actual weapon is just black. I was hoping to see more details from the lightsaber, but I think this is a good canvas for customizers because they can paint it the way they want, just like how it is in the game. Now this is BD1, so I'm really excited that BD1 is also included in this figure because he's one of the stars of the game. I mean, he's absolutely adorable. He looks like Wally but more Star Warsy. So I'm glad that he's included. He's also articulated. You can move his legs or his hands or arms, whatever this is. Probably it's the same. You can move it, and you can also swivel his head, turn it around so that you can actually do the pose wherein he is riding the back of Kestis, which is what he is actually doing in the game, aside from, you know, providing the map and providing hidden tools for Kestis. So this is one of the figures that I'm really most excited, and I'm glad that he's included in this package, in this figure. Now let's look at Cal. So this is the figure. It's very well sculpted. You know, I'm impressed with the Star Wars Black Series because so far they've been providing us with really amazing stuff from the Star Wars line. So as you can see, the sculpt here is very detailed. You can see some of the accessories and the tools that Cal uses in the game, and I'm glad that it's also included here. Even, you know, the creases and the folds on his clothes are very well executed. So yeah, it's great. Even the pants, you know, the knee pads and some of the accessories included on his pants. It's great that the figure is very detailed. Now for the clothes also, it's made of, I don't know if this is rubber or a soft plastic. You can't remove it, but it's great that it's actually on top of the figure. Now let's move on to the articulation. Let's check the articulation. For the head, I think there's a ball joint, so he can look up and down, and you can also rotate his head to the left and to the right and tilt it sideways. So there's a good articulation there. Now for the torso, he has a good enough ab crunch, and there's a ball joint so you can rotate his body. And for his arms, there's a single joint and a bicep swivel. There's also a joint where you can rotate his arms, and a single joint for bending his arms, so you can bend his arms up to this point. It's a good enough articulation, but it would have been better if this is a double jointed elbow. There's a joint in his hand, so you can also swivel it left and right, up and down, and you can also rotate the hand. But just like any other Black Series figures, this doesn't come with extra set of hands, so the hands are kind of fixed to a form that it's trying to hold the weapon. It would have been nice if this figure comes with other different hands so you can create different poses, but yeah, it's just fixed to this holding form. Now, one thing I noticed about my figure is the other hand doesn't really move, it doesn't swivel, so probably my hinge is just stuck. I'm hoping it's just a manufacturer defect and not all Cal figures are like this. So now for the legs, there's a joint, a ball joint here. You can spread his legs up to this point, which is a decent type of articulation. There's also a leg swivel, and what's cool is he has a double joint for his knees, so you can actually fold his legs up to this point, which is really cool. And there's a swivel on his foot, so you can turn it sideways and also front and back. That's really a great articulation for his legs and his foot that gives this really good ankle pivot. Now, one thing I was hoping this figure can do is to have BD1 attach easily to Cal. You know, from the game, BD1 is always riding Cal's back whenever he's not doing his mapping of the area or, you know, providing tools for Cal. It would have been nicer if there's like a way we can attach BD1 to Cal, but unfortunately there's no way we can do that unless, you know, I stick it with glue tack or adhesive so that I can recreate some of the moments from the game. Now let's check the size. He is roughly around 6.2 inches or 6.1 inches. And then this is Cal with SH Figure Art Stormtrooper. This is Cal with my Stormtrooper Bandai. Now we have him beside Boba Fett from Bandai as well. And this is Cal with the Mandalorian from the Black Series Star Wars figures. And this is Cal with K2SO, also from Bandai. It's a good enough scale. And this is Cal with the villain of the game, which is Trilla, or the second sister Inquisitor. And of course, this is Cal beside Lord Vader from Bandai. Now let's look at Cal with his Star Wars family, so you guys can have a good view of how he scales with other Star Wars figures. Now let's have him beside Marvel Legends Logan. Now we all know Logan is really not that tall. And then we have him beside Goku, Son Goku of SH Figure Arts. And then this is him beside my Batman multiverse action figure. And last but not the least, Cal with Sora from SH Figure Arts. The verdict. So the verdict, overall, it's an outstanding figure. I like how it's really detailed and it kind of captures Cal Kestis from the game. I'm really glad that we finally have a Cal Kestis action figure, so you can do a lot of things with this figure. You can do a lot of poses. It has a reasonable price, and the articulation is not that awesome, but it's good. It's not that bad. The only downside is I wish it can attach BD1 to his back so we can have that full Cal Kestis and BD1 experience similar from the game. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you guys learned a lot from me and from this video. If you have any questions or opinions, I would love to hear from you, so comment them down below. And I would love to see you guys again next time. Always remember to be kind, be awesome, may the force be with you. Jamata, bye bye.